Good morning, everyone. My Facebook friends are expecting to see me put up a copy of a poem I just wrote last night. And I decided that rather than just sharing with my Facebook friends, that I would share with you on YouTube as well, seeing that I have done some poetry readings here lately. So I figured I would go ahead. I'm not only going to share the one that I wrote last night, but I have two that I wrote here last month, and I figured that I have been holding on to them for a while, so I figured I would go ahead and share them as well. So let me start with the one here that I wrote recently, and then I'll go back to the other two, because the first one out of the set of the two entering is a little iffy, so I figure we'll kind of prolong that. This is called Cordelia and Xavier. One last breath, my lips are parched. When we kissed, you tore out my heart. I am broken now, shattered on the floor, though it doesn't matter, for you love me no more. Could you taste this heaven when it was pure and true? I gave every fiber of me to the man I loved in you. Oh, Xavier, to touch you and to hold you in my hands. Your beating heart, I felt it, but now its beating has turned to death. A hollow sound forbidden to touch my eager ear, for I heard the starting meltdown and ran out to the clear. But I am told of your misfortunes, all that has happened since you crushed my world, and I am ever sadder. I was always a lonely girl, for I, Miss Cordelia, now live in darkened times. My candlelit endeavors cause me to die more inside. I walk in paths of circles while lying on the floor. It's too dizzying to get up. Why couldn't you have loved me more? A spell is now bearing over us as we both die our separate deaths, and you can deny it, but it is the truest of the truths. I will die in me, and you will die in you. For no distance can separate my Xavier and I. Miss Cordelia now slowly fading. I write these words before I die. Extreme and vibrant in every radiating light. You will always be the only one, my dearest love forever. Even in death, my yearning for you will never die. And that was written 8/12/13. This came to me last night. I can't even tell you why. It just came to me. It started out with the first starting lines of one last breath, and my lips are parched, and from there it basically just took off and became what it was. And what I'm going to do, I think this time, is I'm going to include the words in the section below so that you can see. I'll type it out and everything so you can see, because I know sometimes, like I slipped up there and that sometimes when I'm reading and everything, I have a tendency to do that, or maybe I speak a little too fast, or don't pronounce my words, maybe as clearly as they should be, and I don't want anybody to get confused, so I'll go ahead and type those out. I was going to try something different with the video through YouTube, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not, so I'll just go ahead and I'll do it and everything. I'll type it up. Oh, excuse me, I'm always tired. Alright, this next one is one that is going to be a little touchy, I'm sure, and I don't mean anything by it, but there's an expression that people have used for, oh my goodness, forever it seems, that they say about, were you born in a barn? And then some people will say that they weren't born, they were hatched, and everything. There's a joke, they were hatched. Well, this isn't technically going after people that say they were born in a barn, because it's like, I've gotten that expression before. When you're a young kid and everything, you don't pick up after yourself, that's what they say. But then there's times where you get adults where you look at them and it's like, were you born in a barn? It's like, you're an adult, you're supposed to know better. So this is going more towards the people that never really grew up in the point of having common sense and everything. It's not directed at people that just as a joke or whatever and everything, but I mean, this is like the serious people that you look and you're like, you just can't get over it that they're like really like older and everything. Not like old, but they're older people and everything, adults that are supposed to know better, and they still, you know, haven't got the point yet. So that's more directed at them. So like I said, no offense to be taken, I hope, for anybody, but it's just, you know, this is the way it came to me. I had this image in my mind because this is something that I just kept hearing this and hearing this. So I had this image in my mind of a barn, a red barn, out, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, with eggshells scattered the whole way around the barn, you know, on the outside and then on the inside too and everything. So that's where this all started, and it took me a few weeks before I finally was able to sit down and put words to the image in my mind and everything. And too bad I'm not an artist, or I'd have an illustration to go with this, but I'm not that good. Oh my goodness, excuse me. This is called Barn Shell Birth. In a faraway space, there is an awful big place, with trees and a stream. The flit of a butterfly is a sign of hope, though the giant red barn is struggling to cope. So many people are born there, and their parents came forth before them. The collective eggshells inside will be raked out and scattered throughout the land. When of age to drive, Cracker Jack boxes get handed out, and hole-poked condoms are the unbreaking of another yoke. So many cries, screams, and moans are heard through the night. Over time, the eggshells pile up in the barn, and the fit inside to survive is tight. But in time, the dummies will wander out into this great big world. You will know them by their ignorant ways and cluelessness on so much. They wander blindly, overcome by the brightness of the sun. The shady, peaceful barn setting is all they have ever known. If you try to locate this place, well, I would rather you not. Stupidity is a contagious thing, and something this barn is handing out. So steer clear of this red dumb house, and be watchful of the beings it spawned. Some are still oozing of new birth stench, or are they just rotting in their own shell? If they give a shake, perhaps they could shake off lingering pieces of their hatching hell. Only time will tell. Finito. And this was written, I was wrong on this. This was actually started on the 19th of July, and then I worked a little bit more on the 23rd on it, and then it was finished on the 24th. Now, this was something that I actually used to do an awful lot with my poems. I would turn around and I try not to, but you know, I get in the middle of something, and it's like, you get to writing, and you turn around, and it's like something happens. You know, you get like a text message and everything, and I have to respond if my mom or somebody contacts me. Or you get, well, I have to go someplace and everything, or it's time to eat, or there's always something going on and everything when I'm trying to write. And, or sometimes if it's like in the evening, maybe I'll just get too tired and I'm not able to finish, you know, what I started. So then I get these pieces and everything that I have to come back and finish. And sometimes when you haven't done that for a while, it's awful hard to come back and try to figure out, okay, where was I at? Sometimes I can sit down and it just comes back to me, and then there's other times it takes a while. Okay. Anyway, the next one is called MyPlea. And this actually, seeing the way this is written, this was actually one day, you know, when it says about the opening line here, and as I read it, you'll understand and everything. I actually was feeling that way, and sometimes when I get really upset or something's going on, that's the best way for me to deal with it, no matter if it's anger, you know, sadness, depression, whatever it is and everything. It's just my way, happiness too, excitement and everything. It's my way of dealing with it, is to write it out. So this is called MyPlea. I'm feeling that overwhelming feeling again, like the walls are closing in on me. I am struggling in this life to survive, wish Satan would get his hands off of me. All I want and need is to find work, to break free from this hellish mess, to find my place in this world. Why have a talent if no one cares? Why have a creative mind? If I had a way out of here, I would go to where someone may try. They may try my lyrics on for size, may find my poetry worth it. may see Sarah's journey on the movie screen, may tell me that they love it. To have someone recognize what I have worked so hard to achieve, oh, my friends, I'll tell you, this would mean the world to me. So remember the name Tiffany Simar, Miss Rock Chick 83. I'm 29, and my words, they rhyme, and I've been writing for almost 22 years. My 5 books are my babies, located at www.lulu.com/hazeleyes Tiffany. My dream is to become a famous poet, lyricist. I hope someday I will succeed. Until that very day, I will write and write some more, and as long as someone is reading, and for me it is healing, I will write forevermore. This gift is such a treasured one, I can't let it go to waste, so someone please give me a chance, give this bleeding author a read, and put a smile on my face. And this was written on the 23rd of July. So there are the poems, and like I said, I just wanted to share those. I've had them here, those ones from July, obviously have been sitting there, and I just haven't gotten to reading them yet. So I figured, you know, why not? And I wanted to see if I had any more. Maybe I could throw something else in here real quick, but I don't see anything that really stands out to me that I could read right offhand that maybe I haven't read before. I thought I just saw something back here. Maybe before I run out of time. No, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so basically, that's that, and I talk about my friend Mrs. Kopic. Well, I've talked about her every now and again in a video. I may bring her up. I go to visit her, you know, at the manor on Friday afternoons, and she is really into my writing. She turned around and she wanted to give me some paper. She thought I needed paper. She doesn't realize that I have a lot of notebooks. I have blank notebooks and everything that I haven't even written in, so I really didn't need one. But she gave me this one here, which is really cool, and it actually put me in mind of school. I remember taking my highlighter and going through and everything and coloring in all the white on here and everything, and she gave me this back on the 21st of September in 2011, and I don't have it, obviously. I mean, it's only filled so far, but since it's from her, I try to watch what I write in it and everything. I want to try and, I just don't want to have, like, where I'm ripping pages out because I messed up and everything, and it's, like, all scribbled up, junky stuff and everything. I want to keep it so that it's nice, clean, written out and everything, and easy to read, which is really hard sometimes. But anyway, so, yeah, and like I said, with that last piece, everything, that's really reflective of what I'm going through right now, obviously, and you can tell that from the way that it's written. And I'm just trying to figure things out. Right now, I'm in desperate need of a vehicle because I do have a job prospect and everything, but I have to be able to have a way to get there. So that's one of my dilemmas right now, on top of finding something that maybe could be a little bit closer. Plus, you know, trying to figure out a way to sell my newest book, From Guns to Lipstick and Beyond, which, for anybody that's interested, like I said, the link, and I'll post the link below for my site and everything. I pray that everybody will check out my showcase and will purchase from me. You have till Thursday to meet the deadline for me to get my check. I'm going to get my check and everything. I did make the deadline and everything, but any little bit would help, any extra, and you can always order, you know, after Thursday, and that'll just help me to be able to get the next check, which would be great. I would love to make, you know, 2 checks because I hardly ever get one, so whenever I can make that, it's a big to-do, and would make me very happy. See, it's the little things that make a difference, and obviously, in these poor economic times, any little bit helps. And this would be greatly appreciated, and it would also just be nice to know that somebody is reading the book. And anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And to and I wasn't going to do this, but I want to bring up just briefly and everything to the person, and I don't know if they're watching this or not, because I really don't know who it was, but to the person that stole my book off my mailbox that was ordered for somebody because they didn't feel comfortable ordering it on their own and everything, so they had me order it for them and everything, for a friend of mine in town and everything, and I had to break it to her that her book was stolen off of my mailbox. So I just want to thank the person, and I hope that you're enjoying the read. And why don't you get up the, if I must say it, the balls to come to my house and everything, and I'll sign the book for you and everything, and then promptly punch you in the face, everything, because I don't appreciate that. That's a federal offense. So, thank you very much, and, anyway, now that I'm done being a Miss Press and everything, but I can't help it. It just really sets me off that somebody would steal from me and everything, especially when it was for somebody else, and it wasn't my money paying for the book to be ordered. So thank you so freaking much. Anyway, to all of you who actually care out there and are nice, decent human beings, God bless you, and I love you, and mwah, and as I did in the video from before and everything, snow cheese!